There was keys for the Jeep, or in the Jeep, and it was law enforcement tow. We dropped it off to get searched. And they tossed the keys in there and then piled the stuff on top. So we're not sure where the keys are. So we're gonna have to do a little look and see if we can find the keys. But I think I may have gotten rid of the smell. I need to hurry and get that bag over to the dumpster before that smell breaks out of there, whatever it was. All right, our Cycles fam, we made it back. It's been about 12 hours since we left this morning. We ran to Denver, which is like just shy of 5 hours, Copart is. And then picked up the vehicle. Well, we made it to Copart, Denver. It's like in Fort Lupton or whatever. And so we are waiting to get our car loaded. What do you think, Callie? How was the trip so far?
It's good.
There's a lot of cars here. Many cars. There's guys cleaning them out over there as they come in, picturing them, doing all that stuff. And there's trucks dropping off, and there's trucks here that are picking up. And there's still trucks dropping off out front too. It's hard to kind of grasp how many cars are here. I don't know what the count is, but it is one exact ton of cars. But it'll be good. They'll come out here, they'll set it on the trailer, and then we'll strap it down and then head back out. Come back. I've stopped at Buc-ee's on the way down. Well, we're here at Buc-ee's, ran inside, got some beaver nuggets and some clothes and some coated almonds for Megan.
Yes.
Stopped at Buc-ee's on the way back, got dinner, and then drove through and made it back out here. So we got the new Fusion that we're going to part out, and I'll show you it. Definitely been wrecked in a couple places, but it's got all the stuff we need. We're going to do the front suspension and engine and transmission. As long as the front frame is good, it looks like it's probably okay. We'll look at it to make sure, but it has a lot less miles than Kelly's does. So since that's the case, we'll pull all the good stuff out of there, and it's got a little bit of garbage in there, but that's okay. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to take all the good stuff off of this Fusion that we need for Callie's car and put it on there. If we can, we're going to do the whole front suspension because it's got a lot less miles on it than Callie's car does. If not, then we'll just get the motor tranny pieces, because Callie's car needed struts and probably some brakes and some of that stuff. And you know, this car's got low miles, so it should be a good little swap. I'm going to leave it on the trailer and then take it over to Nelson at G&G on Tuesday because it's Labor Day weekend. So I'm going to get ready to park the truck and go in and relax. Hey, Outdoor Cycles fam, we're out here today. It's the weekend, and we're down in the lower lot, or west lot, and basically we're getting out of room here. So I got to go through and pull a few vehicles out of the ones we've towed in from law enforcement towing that we've processed and got titles for, because as you can see behind me, it's all full up on spots. So basically I need to figure out which ones we're done with and get a little more room in here. So we have the Charger's ours. We got the title for it. The little blue Sentra, we got the title for it that's hiding back here. This one just come in. The Jeep is ours. The Shadow on the, or Spirit on the end, the little Dodge car, that gold one with the door open, it's ours. The white Honda, I think they're not coming back for. The Explorer, they're not coming back for. The HHR we're processing on. Black car, I don't know, I bet they don't have full coverage on yet. The Impala, I don't think they're coming back for that one either. Yeah, the guy's not coming back for that one either. So I got to figure out where I'm going to put these things, where they're out of the way. The Charger will drive. The Sentra will drive too. I bet the Chevy truck drives. The Jeep drives, but the keys are hiding in it somewhere. You can find the keys for the Jeep. That will solve a little bit of problems. There was keys for the Jeep, or in the Jeep, and it was law enforcement tow. We dropped it off to get searched. And they tossed the keys in there and then piled the stuff on top. So we're not sure where the keys are. So we're gonna have to do a little look and see if we can find the keys. So from what I gather, the cops just threw the keys in here somewhere. Threw all the stuff on top of it. Well, the keys are in the Jeep somewhere. We're gonna have to bring it up, unload it, and see if we can find the keys. I guess I'm gonna do a bunch of shuffling down here to try and get Tyrone some room for vehicles he's towing in, because we are out of room. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do this morning. But the one thing I can move, because I know it does run, is the Charger. We're gonna put the jumper pack on it, fire it up, and take it up there. It is ours now. It is running open headers, so I put a set of stainless headers on it. And so we'll jump it and get it going. It is damn loud. Get a little better look at it. I got a 2007 Charger with the Hemi. It's got different wheels on the rear as it does the front. It's not horribly nice, but it does got a Hemi in it. I'm not quite sure if we're going to sell the Charger off whole or if we're just going to part it out, but for right now it'll go up here in front of the house just because it's handy, and then we'll grab the loader and head back down there. The Spirit, the guy signed the title over to us, and it has a wheel bearing going out on this back wheel. It's pretty much falling off. So we're gonna pick it up, pack it up there, set it off the side for right now. So we're in the loader now, and as we look down into the lot, we're gonna try and figure out what we're gonna do here. Most of the time when I have cars that we're processing for titles for that have been here longer than most, I'll set them off to the side until we get the titles. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move the 3 cars over here, the white, I don't know, Terrain or Equinox or whatever it is, and then the Sidekick, and then the Charger, Chrysler 300 down there. And we're just going to build a row on this way, going from the 300 back this way with some of the vehicles from over here that we're processing for titles for, and that'll get us enough room to do some good. cars moved out of the way, we're going to start setting these cars that we're processing for title on into a row that's kind of off the side of where the ones that just come in are. Alright guys, so now that we got some of these cars moved, I'm going to have to put keys in them. I got the keys out of the shop there, and the ones we're processing for titles that have been here more than like 30 days, we're going to start putting keys back into them. That way, you know, I don't lose the keys. So we got the keys for the Civic, keys for the Sentra, the Impala, the HHR, the Silverado, and those are keys, but they're not the ones for the 2010 Jeep. So the Impala, the HHR, and the Civic are all in that row. As you can tell, this was probably a DUI thing. There's the HHR keys. These people ran from the cops. And it definitely smells of cigarette smoke and probably some desperation in there. And then this is the 10 Impala. And I don't think they're coming back for this one either. It's a bummer. Well, it's horrible in the summertime because anything left in these cars is in the heat and it does not smell good. There is food, there is alcohol, cigarettes, everything's warm. It's just horrible. So next thing we're going to do is this 01 Silverado that just come in, we're going to fire it up and back it into a spot so that it's out of the way and not blocking in our Sentra. And the battery's dead. that's a pretty common thing to happen, is when they have an accident, they leave the hazards on or the headlights on or whatever, and then the battery's dead in the vehicle. And then Tyrone can't roll up the windows, and it ends up whatever it ends up. So we're gonna put the jumper pack on this, fire it up, move it. It looks like the bumper's gonna hit the tire, but we'll make the best of what we got. Yeah, the hazards are on. Doesn't really like going in the park either. Alright, put the jumper pack back, we'll do a little cleanup, and then go back to moving cars. Well, let's finish up our keys real quick here. We've got the blue center keys, if you guys remember, this is the one from the one video where we caught the guy stealing stuff out of it. He never did come back for all the pocket knives he had. The keys for the Jeep are there, but they're not really the keys for the Jeep. And I guess this Silverado's been here for a little while. And we are in the process of getting the title for this, but the cops had a heyday with this thing. My guess is they were looking for drugs or something. But from what I gather, they took this thing right on apart. At least it doesn't smell bad in there. And Tyrone said they were missing parts of the motor and everything else. The word on the street with this Silverado or Sierra, I think it's Sierra, was that there was a bunch of stolen parts on it. And the police department took it and pulled all the stolen parts back off of it. So that's the thing, I guess. Was probably a pretty nice truck, but it takes some doing to put it back together right now. So let's get moving on the rest of the stuff. Well guys, I got most of them moved. I'm going to come back and check the paperwork and see if there's any that have been here longer than I thought they were. So I'm going to do that and we'll come back to you. Guys, that seems to be about it on the vehicles to move. And so now we got to do some cleanup, and I'm going to see if I can find the keys in this Grand Cherokee here. So we'll get started on that here in a minute. Alright guys, I'm back. Been a little busy this morning. We had to move cars, and we got enough cars and stuff set to the side so Tyrone has somewhere to put cars that he tows in again. We got this Jeep out, his stuff full of stuff. So we're gonna see if we can't jump it. I did find the key. It was inside on the passenger seat-ish. At least I think it's the key. So we're gonna jump it, see if we get it to fire up and pull in. It doesn't smell that good inside, so I'm not really that happy about being in there, but it'll be what it is. So let's get it moved in. As you can see when I walk up to this thing, it's a 2010 Grand Cherokee. It's pretty beat up. It's got some dents and scratches, and you know, it's kind of not the best Jeep, but it is stacked full of stuff. It does have a ton of stuff in it. So we're gonna get it in, see if we can get it unloaded, figure out all the treasures that we find in here. This is gonna be a good one. And so we'll see. I mean, we got it on a tow. People were arrested, spent a bunch of time in jail. We processed for title, got a title for it. They just never come back. So it's ours now, and we're gonna deal with it. So let's see if we can't. Nope, still doesn't smell any better in there. First order of business is get the windows rolled down. That's pretty rough. And it's got the 3.7 V6 in it. And this no-co boost works really good. But if your battery is really dead, it won't do it. So you just turn it on and get it going before you hook it up. And it works a lot better that way. See if we get some windows rolled down. And of course it says wrong key. So we thought we had the key. I guess we don't. So I gotta try and hunt for a key. But let me show you what I'm dealing with the amount of stuff in here. And it does smell like I don't know, I would say vomit in there. That's the best descriptor I can think of. I may just leave the doors open and try and let it air out. But if you look in here, there is a bunch of stuff. And so this thing is as jam-packed full of stuff as it could get. There's a lot of new stuff in there. There is just a ton of stuff. I don't know if you guys can see through. Let's see, no. So when Highway Patrol picked this up, we took it up to the Highway Patrol shop so they could search it. And in doing so, they'd left the key somewhere in it. And then piled everything back in it. So it's probably on the passenger seat, maybe. I don't know. I really don't want to have to unstack this thing all outside. I guess I could hook onto it with a wrecker and put it in that way first. I don't know. Kind of at a loss here. I really don't want to unstack it to find a key to get it in there. It smells bad. It smells really bad in there. There's definitely some bad food running around, and I thought I got it out of there, but turns out maybe I haven't, because it still smells really bad. So I guess I'll do some more looking and see if I can find the key, or decide what I'm going to do. Maybe leave it overnight with the doors open or something. Maybe it'll smell better. So the key I found in here. I kind of was thinking it might not be the key. There's lots of new stuff in here. It's kind of like trying to hold back an avalanche, honestly. You know, the bad part is, I'm not even 100% sure there's a key in here. You got to be careful with food when you look through these things. You got to be careful with the food. It's pretty bad usually, because these are months old. So yeah, it's probably something in this floorboard over here. So plan A of just picking around in the passenger seat and hoping I come across the key is not working. But the smell is bad. I don't know how many times I've said it, but I'm gonna say it a lot because it's bad. There's definitely some rotten food in there. I'm hoping to find it. It's kind of become my purpose because, one, it's easier to find, and two, if I get it out of there, then it doesn't smell so bad. And I can hopefully move forward. I know I couldn't get so lucky as to find the key that easily. It is a Dodge key, and it does fit the hole in the Jeep, but it does not start it. It says wrong key. So there's just a bunch of good stuff in there. But we're gonna have to, it's gonna take a while to go through it all, figure it out, get it cleaned up. So I think my next plan is to basically go in there, clear the garbage out of the passenger side floorboard, which is probably gonna be some old food in there too. People like buying rotisserie chickens for some reason, and then they are going to throw them away, and then they get arrested or they get in a wreck or whatever. I don't know, rotisserie chickens, there's a bunch of them. But yeah, chicken food, that sort of stuff. It's been in the summer here. I mean, we towed it in July. It's late August, almost September. So you can kind of envision the smell. It's kind of the smell that like burns your nostrils. So if I can get it out of there, that'll be a win. And then I would feel less bad about putting it in the shop, because I think it'll stink up the shop, and it just makes everything not enjoyable to try and work through if you're dealing with the smell. So we're gonna go out and see if we can't make the smell go away. Oh, the other thing, I'm putting gloves on and getting a garbage sack too. that's really high on the priority list. These were definitely some drug users, so we have to be really careful about pointing stuff. I haven't seen any needles in there, but that's something we have to be aware of and be watchful for. So we're gonna get the camera set up over there, see what we can do. Might do some handhelds. We'll see how it all works out. It's not a very good spot to do what I'm doing. It was in a good spot to find the key, but it's not really that good. I might just take the wrecker and move it in after I get the smell out of there. We'll find out though. So here we go. As a point of reference, I am probably a solid 20 feet away from it, and I can smell it right now. I'll show you what I thought was the smell, and then we'll go from there. So there's some fruit juice that's old, and some bread, and some other stuff that I thought might be the smell. It probably is part of the smell, but I don't think it's all of it. So we're gonna throw that in the garbage sack here and move forward. The other good rule to live by on vehicles like this is, I don't care if they told you there's $1 million in there, never open a cooler or a fridge because it's bad. So coolers you just throw straight in the garbage. I don't care what's in it, because nothing good ever happens when you open a cooler that has been sitting for months in the summer heat. That's my PSA. That's my piece of advice for right now. So our next objective is we're going to go after this white plastic bag right here and see if we can get it in the garbage sack, because I'm pretty sure that's got food garbage in it as well. Well, good news guys, I think we may have trapped the smell in this bag right here. It doesn't smell as bad in here. I did throw away most of the stuff that's on the floorboard. There's $5. So that does happen too. There are definitely times you do find some money and a few things. We're going to find a bunch of good stuff in here. But I think I may have gotten rid of the smell. I need to get that, hurry and get that bag over to the dumpster before that smell breaks out of there, whatever it was. But let me go over to the other side and confirm it. I don't know. It's kind of stillish there, but not. It could just be more of a funk now than a smell. That's annoying as hell. Go away! So, this key, maybe a Dodge key, but it's not the key to this Jeep. So, I'll throw it in the door. I know before the quest for this key ends up happening, if it does, we're probably going to find that key another 16 times in the door, and everybody's going to say it's the right key. We know it isn't because we tried it, but the quest continues. So, I don't know. I think at this point, I can, yeah, it's probably still it's in that bag. I can smell it. I'm near it. It's kind of like being punched in the face by, I don't know, a gym sock full of cheese in the sun. I don't know. Hard to say. There's a couple other things that are interesting about this Jeep. This tire, let's get in the shade here so you can see it. It is trying to blow out, sitting still. It's like split right open, tread come right on apart. And it didn't do it going down the road. It's not all beat up here or anywhere. It did it when it was sitting still over the summer here. Tread separated and it had a blowout, not going nowhere. It's all nice and clean in here too, because if it would have turned, it would have got into the dirt and dust and everything else. The tire still hasn't turned, it's still dirty on the bottom. But that's something you don't see every day, is a tire pretty much having a blowout without going down the road. Kind of an interesting one. Well guys, I kind of think this is probably gonna be it for the day in this video. You have to tune back in to catch the video on when we go through this thing and find all the treasures. It's gonna be an adventure, and it takes the words right out of my mouth. That smell is just something else. I'll tell you what. I think we got it. I think we got it beat, or at least it's on the run right now. But you know, we went yesterday down to Denver, got Callie the parts car to get all the parts for her car. Got Nelson scheduled up for Tuesday to transplant them in there. We got the lot redone, or the west lot reshuffled, so Tyrone has some room. We got a few out of there that we got the titles to. We're gonna do some fun stuff with them. Let me know what you think we should do with them: the Charger, the Spirit, and the little Sentra. And you know, see what we want to do. The Jeep, we're gonna get, I think, into the shop and get a few people on it. Cleaning it out, sorting it out, because this is going to be a heck of a task. There's a bunch of new stuff in there. There's a bunch of tools. There's, you name it, it's probably in there. So I'd like to get it in there, get it cleaned out, get the keys found for it, and then figure out what we're going to do with it. Got a good title for it. It's not horribly nice, but it'd probably make a good high school kid's car, or you know, somebody that doesn't have much. You know, it'd make it probably a pretty reliable ride. Tyrone says it runs pretty well. I don't know. We'll figure it out. If you guys have ideas, let me know. I think we've got about as much done as we can for today, so I guess we'll pick up on the next video. So if you want to see what comes out of this Jeep and what we keep doing and how we keep going, see if I got rid of the smell. I'm gonna leave you on that cliffhanger. See if we got rid of the smell. Tune back in for the next one. So till the next one, thanks for watching.